Well, dear friends, I'd ask you to please turn your prayerful attention to those words that I read to you in your hearing earlier in the reading of 1 Kings chapter 8. We return this week once again to this chapter in 1 Kings chapter 8. We considered verses 1 to the verse 22, and with the Lord's help, we consider the remainder of this passage this morning. There's a lot here. But again, we want to look at some of the main features of this passage. I trust that I'll give very briefly the outline of this chapter. We know that Solomon now has built the temple, of course, not he alone by his own hands, but well over 150,000 men, we know, have been involved in this work. There were 70,000 men, were there not, hewing out stones, another 80 involved with transportation and so on, a vast number of men involved in the building of the work. And it took 7 years to complete. A great structure, but it was all to the glory of God's name. And God, as we read last week, was pleased to come and to condescend, and his Shekinah cloud came upon the temple, and in the temple, smoke filled the temple, and the priests ran out, for God's glory had come to the temple. And Solomon here, as we've read in this section, prays before the Lord. The ark has been brought into the temple to its place. We saw last week the passing away of the era of the tabernacle,